This is the latest version of the ever-popular Vauxhall Corsa. It's got inoffensive good looks, a spacious interior and a range of efficient petrol and electric power choices. So let's see if this big selling super mini really stands out in a very competitive segment full of talented alternatives.
If this car looks familiar to you, then there's a good reason why, because the Vauxhall Corsa was the best-selling car in the UK in 2021. So there's a fair chance there's one of these on your street.
To be worthy of your hard-earned money though, a Corsa has to be better than super mini rivals such as the Ford Fiesta, which was the top-selling car in the UK before Ford encountered some supply issues. A Fiesta is great fun to drive, and the Volkswagen Polo, which is pricey but feels like a classy product. And then there's the stylish 208 from sister brand Peugeot, with which the Corsa shares much of its mechanical parts.
Vauxhall counteracts this by offering value for money and practicality, and sales figures suggest it's doing something right. Question is, does familiarity breed contempt, or is the Vauxhall Corsa just good?
To start with, it's not the most excitingly dramatic car to look at. It's not exactly ugly, but there's also nothing about it that stands out.
It doesn't even get the company's funky grille design, although it will get that when it's facelifted at the end of 2022. So at best, what we can say now is that its looks are inoffensive.
If you want a funky looking small Vauxhall, may we point you in the direction of the Mocha small SUV.
The Corsa's averageness, for want of a better word, continues in the boot. It's a reasonable size, but if my umbrella doesn't blow inside out, the aperture is quite narrow and there's a bulky load lip here, so getting big items in and out is a little bit challenging.
The Skoda Fabia, Volkswagen Polo and Renault Clio all offer much better boots, though the Fiesta's boot is actually a little smaller than the Corsa's.
Things are looking up for the Corsa in the back seats, and for me, because I'm out of the rain, unlike my cameraman. Anyway, the doors are annoyingly small, which is a complaint, even though I said things are looking up. Thing is, once you're in here, there's plenty of room for your legs, knees and head.
Putting three abreast will be a bit of a squeeze. However, that is the case with all cars of this sort of size and price.
Up front, the Corsa is equally as roomy, and this is enhanced by the fact there is no high-up centre console and the air conditioning controls are recessed below here, which makes it feel airy and spacious. It's a neat trick.
Talking of effective tricks, the climate controls are adjusted by physical knobs, which are much easier to find on the move than ones nested inside a touchscreen display, as is the case for so many other cars these days. Oh, and you can also turn the lane departure warning on and off with the touch of a button, something that can be genuinely useful on a narrow country road.
Dual zone climate control is just one item on a long list of items that you get on this almost range-topping elite model with premium pack. You also get heated seats, automatic wipers and a digital instrument cluster.
There's also a 10-inch infotainment screen with built-in sat-nav, which is actually a bit awkward to use, so we'd recommend using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto instead to bypass the car's fussy inbuilt kit. Even basic models get electric windows, air conditioning, cruise control and a 7-inch touchscreen with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay compatibility. The only things really missing from those basic models are parking sensors and reverse parking camera. Vauxhall has recently slimmed down the Corsa trim range. You can now choose between Design, GS Line or Ultimate. Gone are the trim lines that existed before, including this one, which is an older test model and it's the Elite. So it's certainly well equipped then. However, and it is quite a big however, it doesn't feel all that classy inside. A Volkswagen Polo and even the slightly less posh Renault both have a more premium feel to their cabins. Price-wise, the Vauxhall isn't significantly cheaper than the Volkswagen, so let's see how it drives, shall we? Engine options for the Corsa include a non-turbocharged 1.2 litre with 75 horsepower, and a turbocharged 1.2 litre which comes in 100 horsepower guys or 130 horsepower guys, and then there's an electric Corsa which has 136 horsepower. The one we're testing today is the 1.2 with 100 horsepower and it has an 8-speed automatic gearbox. You can also get it with a 6-speed manual. Well, first impressions are good. The turbocharged 3-cylinder engine has plenty of low-down power, so it never feels wheezy, even when you load the car up with people and things. When you accelerate harder, you realise it's not all that fast. But in most situations, you just won't need the 130 horsepower version. Actually, we would go as far as to say the 1.2 litre fitted to this car is more refined than the equivalent 1 litre fitted to the Volkswagen Polo. And while we're on the subject of refinement, this car is very comfortable. It soaks up lumps and bumps very well, almost like it's a bigger car than it is. It's pretty economical too. We've seen around 45 mpg in very mixed use driving, and the official figures suggest up to 48.7 mpg is possible. This is pretty good. However, a Volkswagen Polo TSI 95 gets between 51 and 54 mpg in the same tests. So again, the Corsa is impressive, but not the best in class. When the road turns twisty, the Corsa is, one more time, good, but not brilliant. Yes, I know we're starting to sound like a stuck record here, but it's true. While the steering is pleasingly well weighted and the car balances a good ride and minimal body lane, a Ford Fiesta is noticeably more fun to drive. Well, at least the 8-speed automatic gearbox is smooth and responsive.
Our advice? Unless you really like the Vauxhall brand or you're able to get a fantastic discount from a friendly dealer, then most buyers will be happier with a Ford Fiesta or a Volkswagen Polo. And if it's a stylish, small electric car that you want, the E208 is basically the same underneath as the Corsa E, but it is more stylish.
It's not that the Corsa does anything wrong, mind you. It's reasonably spacious, reasonably comfortable, and reasonably economical. It's just that it doesn't really excel at any one thing. It is quite good fun to drive, but then a Renault Clio and a Ford Fiesta have the measure of it. What do you think? Tell us your views on the Vauxhall Corsa in the comments below, and if you're considering buying one, or indeed any car, head to cargurus.co.uk to find loads of great deals from top-rated dealers, including approved used examples.